Lakewood means rewind, a gunshot means forward. You requested it, so we rewound.
6 months ago, a commercial plane was presumably downed by enemy fire, only to end up landing on an uncharted and completely deserted island. The passengers survived for months, living off of fruit and wild boar. While this may be incredible as it already is, the survivors of this crash were children, aged from around 6 to 13 years old. In tonight's episode, we have the chance to interview some of these remarkable boys, have a chance to see how they live day to day, peer into the fear of the unknown, and into the tragic death of their friend Simon. Stay tuned for this exclusive special on 60 Minutes. Ralph was the second oldest boy on the island. While at first he was elected chief, it eventually came to the point where many of the other boys on the island attempted to take his life. Over the past 6 months, he's had time to think about the experience and is now ready to share some of his thoughts with us. So Ralph, you were first elected chief on the island, but obviously as time went on, your power began to diminish as Jack gained more and more control over the older boys on the island.
Yes, all I really wanted was to be rescued and keep order over the island until that time. Jack just didn't see it the same way as me. He was more focused on hunting and being more savage.
Now, Ralph, you've denied it for some time, but other witnesses insist that you did indeed participate in the accidental murder of your friend Simon.
That's right.
So, what were you thinking during the murder? What caused this accident to happen?
We all had this fear of the beast on the island. One night we were on the beach, and the next thing we knew, we heard a running figure, and we panicked. And we hit him until he was dead. To be honest, all I really thought about was the time we needed to kill and hurt. All the fear from the beast had built up inside me, and I just had to let it all out. I didn't even realize it was Simon until afterwards.
Now, you do realize that the so-called beast was just a dead parachutist. Do you think this is really what you are afraid of, or is the beast really something inside you?
Well, none of us Biggins believed in the beast at first. Once Sam and Eric claimed that they had seen it, the fear just kind of took over. I guess you could say that the beast was inside of all of us all along. All we needed was a physical manifestation to let the beast escape us. We were trying to survive on a deserted island. We had to do what we could do to stay alive. We all had this impending fear within. I just never wanted it to end like this.
This is Jack, the only boy older and taller than Ralph. A few days before being rescued, Jack formed a tribe of boys on the island, right as civilization began to break down. He said that after such an extended stay on the island, he began to lose his humanity, after isolation and loneliness began to take control.
It was a frightening time for all of us, as we know. We were just kids, as we are now. I felt the need to hunt and have fun. Ralph and some of the others were more responsible. I realize now that some of my choices weren't particularly effective in getting us rescued, but I like to think that I kept the children well fed during trying times.
Now, we understand that it's hard to look back on, but it's important to know what really happened so the record can be set straight. If you can recall, what happened to Simon on the beach that night?
On the night of Simon's death, a lot of things led to his unfortunate fate. In reality, the little-uns and even us big-uns were truly struck with fear. One must really understand the circumstances before asking, how did you not notice it was Simon? How did you not notice you killed him, or something to that effect? We're kids. We still had some of that innocence back then. We were scared of a monster that we really were convinced was real. With the fear of the beast and the monstrous lightning and tensions between Ralph and I, we thought we were fighting for our lives. By this time, the fear had consumed us as everyone believed in this beast. What else would you expect us to do? Simon's death really wasn't any of our faults. If anything, he should have known that we would have reacted to such a thing.
Are you saying that Simon, a little boy such as yourself, should have feared for his life from the other kids?
I would say so. Yeah, he should have.
Wasn't that interesting? Next, I took the two boys to the beach so they could share with me each their own perspective on what happened. Here they could recall some of the fear and bloodlust that they felt during the situation.
So we were chanting right about here, and somewhere from the brush we didn't know what it was. It was a dark figure. So as we were gathered around in a circle, he came out. We did what we needed to. Fortunately, the fear just consumed us, and we sent Simon out.
From what I remember, Jack and his tribe were chanting this crazy chant. I can't even remember what it was, but it was really dark, and we were hearing something running through the bushes over there. And then all of a sudden it ran out right here, and we circled around it, and everything was kind of a blur. I don't remember if I hit him. I don't know if all I heard was sounds of crying horror, and I knew that what we had hit was not a beast, because after we were finished, we realized it was a Simon.
Although it took some convincing, I finally got the chance to speak with Roger, the boy responsible for the death of Piggy, another boy on the island. Roger got a chance to share some of his thoughts as he reflected on the past events. So Roger, how has the last 6 months been since being rescued from the island?
Well, let's see. I'm in juvenile hall and being charged with murder, so not so good, Sherlock.
Roger, would you say you have this bitterness and evil towards others?
Maybe. I mean, you know me. I enjoy having control of others. Instead of being quiet and reserved, I feel empowered.
What do you have to say about the accidental murder of Simon?
He had what he had coming to him. I don't feel bad for taking part in it. Serves him right, though. I mean, he knew that we were fearful of the beasts, and for him to run out of the woods like that, he deserved to die.
But wasn't he your friend?
We were all fearful of what was going to happen to us. We didn't know it was him. Fear can make friends your enemies. All I cared about was staying alive.
And when you talk about fear of the beast, did that fear turn all of you evil for those few moments?
We were just trying to survive, and the fear we had for the beast made us into savages. We wouldn't have survived if we didn't. I mean, you don't know what it's like, not knowing what's going to happen next. That's the main reason Simon was dead, though. We didn't know it was him. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and you have to survive off your fears and instincts. And that's what I plan to do. Now get out of my cell!
Now, when you talk about fear of the beast, did that fear turn all of you evil for those few moments? No.
Beast on the island. One night we were sorry.
I would say so.
Your enemies. I have...
Oh.
I was
Okay. Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
No, oh wait.
until what's so fun? Sphere. Can we do that? Wait, did I mess up?